It is done in traditional styles for that time period. 1870s are very Victorian. But spaciously Victorian, because most Victorian buildings are fucking tiny. No, this is meant to be spacious. There are astute observations to be made from within if you would like to make perception rolls when we get there.
Prepare for anything.
And like, AKA, there are details in the architecture about the history that may or may not come up in the tour. If you would like to find out about them, you will have to call for perception rolls.
Yeah.
Or academics would be more appropriate, actually. But
Could I, from this vantage, determine whether or not there is a bolt hole that I could exploit, or the potential for a bolt hole?
not as of yet.
Okay. Because that's kind of what I was looking for in a house.
I know, yes. I will say by this point, since it is relevant to the story, as it features into several of your aspirations and your continuous concerns, your ongoing present concerns, the four of you have been without the hum of the God Machine for so long that you would not require a roll or aethic resonance in order to sense infrastructure by this point.
Okay.
It's not a background element anymore, so suddenly sensing it again would, even faintly, is going to make you sit up and notice. Anyway.
Is Daniel Harper in the dossier?
No.
Okay.
He is not.
Where are the agenda conditions?
They should be in the stack.
Did not see.
Yeah, I didn't find...
This was mine.
Yeah, we've got the Inquisitor one. Oh, we lost the Templar one.
That was...
Okay.
Yeah, I don't remember all of it.
Okay,
except for
so
the
I
fact
for
that
disorder
I
is the
Saboteur.
yeah, I can...
I was just looking for something that said saboteur.
Oh, no, they have their own names.
Yeah.
I can vaguely remember that I get, I think, a...
The Tempter one is easy. It is you can turn it for VIP treatment and
VIP
get +3 to
treatment.
social interactions while you're in a VIP area,
And
or you
get a
can
beat for...
making someone else do
pawning-
your dirty work.
Yeah, pawning something off of someone.
Yes,
Yes.
correct. I was watching that episode earlier. Yes, I watch our things.
I don't.
You're a terrible person!
I don't want to watch myself on camera and say, oh my god, what was I thinking doing that thing? And I don't like the sound of my
Mom,
voice.
if you ever see this, I'm really sorry. Okay.
I'm not.
I also don't like the sound of my voice.
That's
Oh.
legit. I understand that as being a concern.
A lot of people don't like the sound of their own voice when they hear it from a recording played back to them.
Yeah, no. It's gone.
Oh, there's a water feature in the front too. It's a smaller fountain, like a later addition because it's incongruously sized to the rest of the building. Someone decided that there should have been a water feature out front, and so they put in like a Home Depot fountain instead of hiring an architect to get a water feature that would fit the facade of the building.
So if that's not part of the historical thing, can we get that revised?
I'm going to say that Daniel actually comes up as you were saying that and says, yes. The charter for the building, the curatorship, includes maintaining an appearance of the time period. Finding an appropriate water feature in Victorian style, however, would be difficult, but certainly not outside the skill of a moderately to well-known architect.
Who's the current curator?
I don't believe there is one.
There is not. The Historical Society says.
What is your position?
I'm an assistant to the assistant director.
What do you know? I'm an assistant to an assistant too.
You guys have a moment as he says, I'm an assistant to the assistant director, and it's like, aw.
I'm an assistant, whatever your lady is called.
I can see that.
My personal assistant?
Yeah, I'm your
my
assistant.
personal assistant's personal assistant?
I'm your personal assistant. That's what I'm saying. I am
Uh,
my perfect poker face.
As far as the position of curator goes, officially the curatorship is the director of the Historical Society of the Civis. The money and responsibilities are handled as per charter by the assistant director.
Does this place see a lot of trouble?
Trouble?
Trouble. Threats.
Oh, well, it does have a
break-ins.
certainly colorful history, but as far as crimes against people and property, no.
Really?
Excited for
I'm
that on the
surprised.
tour.
I would have expected there to be some kind of number.
He
Giving
looks
your
at
protection.
the, 12-foot high concrete walls. and the gate with a guard booth, and then turns back. Like, we do our best. And it is a point of pride for Acidus that we still have the original building of the city, so my assumption is that the powers that be like to keep it that way.
Thus, extra protection.
Yes.
Insert previous joke about head raises being a deal breaker.
The landscaping has fallen to the wayside. The previous director was not one for landscapes.
Does he appear to get the joke?
He just glosses over it. You may roll empathy.
Oh, yay, I have empathy.
You're subtracting his component.
No, I
minus
don't have
two.
expression.
You can still roll empathy. It's a -1 because you are untrained. And a -2
I can
for his
roll
composure.
empathy.
Yeah.
Because this is actually my job.
Well, what
Minus
would
2 for
my,
his
what?
composure,
Wits
but
or
I'm not rolling
intelligence?
against his.
What am I doing? The presence? Empathy?
Wits.
Wits? Empathy?
Wits empathy. Wits empathy. Yes. I should actually roll
So,
this
chance die.
one. Sorry.
6.
Oh. 1. He appears to have glossed over it, and he obviously didn't get it.
No, you just missed the joke.
Yeah.
The stand is a classic, or not stand. Shiny is a classic people. Well, I guess the stand also. Not the one I was referencing.
Anyway.
Alright, anyway.
As you can see, the driveway is paved to allow for multiple vehicles to come. There is a parking structure that has been donated graciously by the city, just 1 block to the north, wherein the valets will park cars, such that the facade of the building can be maintained even during events. This is the facade of the building. The main portion, the center of the household, was officially built as the first building in Acidus, thus to explain the large proportion of rooms for living in compared to rooms for being in inside the house. It was meant to hold not just one large family, but potentially several as the area was colonized. Goes to the door, takes out like an old school Victorian key and fits it in the lock and opens it. And then he opens the door into the foyer, which is like 3 stories tall and domed and has a giant crystal chandelier.
That is gorgeous. They haven't updated the locks.
Oh, we have.
Wits occult, looking for any signs of wards.
I should have known. Roll.
Is this where I roll my academics for the...
Architectural details?
Yeah.
You can, in fact.
What is that roll?
Wits and academics?
Correct.
Or is it intelligence?
Oh shit!
They're both the same for me.
Whatever that is.
Bloodsucker!
Well, I am untrained in academics, which is a -3, which is by wits, so I don't think I'm going to figure anything out.
How does that happen?
I'm pretty. I don't need to be smart, apparently.
That's
That
good.
did not work. Alright, so there's, okay, you guys go up to there. I rolled one pull into the other, and they all rolled, and I couldn't tell which dice was from which side.
Now.
You need to take your dead dice out.
Basically.
Or set it down when you're rolling.
He likes to jiggle.
It's like, that's not enough successes. Shake, shake, shake.
3, 4, 5, 6.
That's how this works.
8.
He doesn't need to cheat.
Alright. You have a net of 4 for your roll. So you do not get no exceptional, but you do get the information. Your information ties into the rest of them. The key is symbolic, which ties into what he's actually saying to you, which I'll get to in just a moment.
Okay.
So all of this is happening simultaneously, but the order that I'm going to describe it in is knock these two and then you, because that kind of builds the reveal. Or, yeah, whatever.
So I get everything you tell me, then them,
No.
or just...
You all get your individual information, but for the players at home, they get a complete picture.
Ah.
Viewers at home, sorry.
You're playing, too. You're so stealthy.
The key is symbolic. They maintain the original key because it ties to the history of the building, which means that they're using the history of the building to fuel something, very likely a protective element or a ward because it's a key in the lock. and it stands at the threshold, so the mysticism is there. The chandelier, which is the very focal point of the building, is absolutely not from 1878. You'd guesstimate probably closer to 1950 someone. It carries the same hallmarks, and the aging is not. I mean, cleaning would take care of the aging, but
Like the design
not
of it is
quite,
not from the
no.
right.
Not from the right time period. It's meant to emulate that time period. So uneducated people would totally take you at your word. But even the basic training in art tells you that that's not from the Victorian era.
So I'll make a comment about that.
Um,
Tour guide.
In just a moment.
When appropriate light is shining.
Yes. The chandelier is more recent than the rest of the house. Of course we've updated the bullocks. The key is unique. The metallic signature in the key is what is read by the lock to remove the tumbler.
Like an RFD tag.
Yes, in fact.
Interesting.
So the security of the building is of utmost importance to the city. They have spared no expense. And the university has been very helpful in that regard. A few choice elements that would not be otherwise available. To your right is the coat stand, and when he says that he's not pointing at a pole of wood, he's pointing at a room with a folding bar, so that a coat check can take your coat and put it into the closet behind them. Great rack.
Hoity-toity comment.
The building continues forward. The two main ballrooms are at the sides. At the very end of the hallway is a giant... I don't know whether to call it a French window or a bay door, but it's a curved...
Something like that.
It's a curved exterior made entirely of glass. That you can barely make out. Well, depending on your eyesight for your given covers, you can or cannot make out handles so that it can be opened onto a balcony. You may or may not be able to see the railing at the end. Who are you texting?
The key has nothing. It does not work the way he says it does. The key is a symbolic key. It interacts with the ward. This place is warded.
This is the coat rack. He goes you through like a bit of history for the furniture in the front room. Like the rug has been restored several times, but it is the original Victorian rug. There is multiple successes. Yes, that is true. Well, I mean, it'd be impossible to tell at this point because it's been restored. But if it's a faithful restoration, then that's effectively the original rug.
Mm-hmm.
So if you replace the axe head and sandal, it is still the same axe?
Yes.
Okay.
In fact.
If it's a faithful restoration.
Yes.
That is the axe that slayed.
The very first door on your left is the kitchen, or kitchenette. It was originally designed as slave quarters, and now features... it was originally designed... He says it right. The storyteller is wrong. It was originally designed to be the slave kitchen. At the current moment, it has been refitted to a small kitchenette suitable for 1 or 2 individuals. Thus, if you are living here by yourself, as the previous director used to, you would most often find yourself in that kitchen. The other kitchen proper is much more suited towards catering companies. And he guides you through a tour of the building. For those of you who are looking for such things, there are, like the chandelier, there are certain items that are just not from the right time period.
Are they all from approximately the same time period?
No.
So
Most of them are items that are called out in the tour. Like, such and such owner of the house had this, crib custom made, and we've managed to keep it and restore it, and so we have it here. Some of the architectural elements are what are not called out. And a lot of them would fit in the category of home repair, not necessarily restoration.
Okay.
Like, something may or may not have slammed into a wall a little too hard. And repairing the wall was more important than keeping it historically accurate.
Okay.
I send another text.
Like, oh, that load-bearing pillar has been cracked by something. Let's fix that quickly.
I send another text saying that I will rejoin in 20.
Does he point, like, if say for, like, I give a try for pointing out one of these,
Mm-hmm.
one of these things, what's his reaction?
Confused, for lack of a better term. He seems like, well, there's no mention of that in the historical record, so, and all repairs to the house have to be done.
Like, honestly confused? Like, trying to get a
You
beat
can
on
empathy
what-
that.
That is what I'm trying to get at.
I was like, you can totally
I'm trying to
empathy
trigger
that.
a die roll. What's his...
Yeah, I'm rolling against you.
Okay, he gets -1 die. Manipulation?
Yes.
Empathy.
No, with empathy, sorry.
Wits empathy.
You're reading his emotional state.
8's and up.
Yeah. And times reroll.
Oh, I get one more reroll. 2.
Did you just pull a 10 out of my tummy?
I tried.
Yes!
I rolled 2 10s and then tried to get another one.
Oh, okay.
I was trying to steal some of your luck.
He is concealing something, but legally speaking, you know that he's not lying to you. If any repair to a historical monument has to be documented.
Yeah.
So while he's concealing something, it is also entirely plausible that he is being truthful at the same time.
Yes, I understand.
Yes.
I want to get what's behind.
Yes, you did not exceed his successes, but you met them, so you were aware that he's being deceptive, not how.
Okay.
Can I punch him?
Yes.
You could.
Yeah, I'm like, yes, you absolutely could. Oh, that's right, you sent a text saying that you were going to be back in 20?
And as he goes through a doorway with them, I kind of stop and let them get through the doorway, and as they pass through the doorway, I, without a trace, with 6 successes,
Okay.
turn and go into the closest restroom.
Okay.
Doesn't that mean he can't rejoin us in 20 because there's no memory of him being there and then he's just going
If I do something that draws attention to myself, it breaks the effect
Okay.
on that person from that point forward.
Okay.
From that point forward, it doesn't bring you back into the scene, the man is armed. Are you sure you want to do this?
You can always walk down Imperial.
What?
My hope
I didn't
is
hear what you said.
my hope is in the fact that in the interlude that I'm gone,
He's
the
just-
without the trace will cause it to where he doesn't realize I'm gone
Yeah.
when I break the effect at that point.
And then when he
Well,
comes
the problem is without a trace.
Oh no!
goes-
It breaks the effect for that person when I draw something that pulls attention to myself.
what he's hoping to happen is, yeah, he's there. Then he's without a tracing, so the guy's going to forget about him and stop looking for him.
Mhm.
And then when he comes back and breaks the effect, oh shit, I forgot you were there.
Yeah,
Okay, that's how the power works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
that's what I'm aiming at. That's how I'm.
So he's just going to not
Okay.
notice that he was gone for 20
Yes.
minutes and then like...
I'm pretty sure it's a sideways crab way of using the power,
Yeah.
but it sounds perfectly legit.
Yeah, I'm
Given how we use powers, it sounds totally right.
And given the whole demon thing.
Yeah, that's fine. Alright, cool. Does he get a resistance or...
No, it's just investigation plus manipulation.
Sweet.
Yeah,
He gets no resistance unless provided by a power, which it doesn't.
and I do have an exceptional success. So
Yes, would you like to give a condition to someone else?
yes. I'm on to your tricks. Bonus to a empathy roll.
Okay.
Get that beat, bitch.
Get that beat!
I'll try and trigger another empathy roll.
So you disappear off
Yeah,
to the side.
and that once I'm in the restroom
Mm-hmm.
by myself, I will switch into my ephemeral cover, which is not a spirit.